History is written in steel and fire. These aren't just machines. They are the monsters that turned the tide of war and shaped the world we live in today. From unmatched speed to impenetrable armor, we're stripping back the history of the world's most feared weapons. Get ready, because it's time to talk pure firepower. Type 97 Kaiha stands as the most iconic medium tank of the Imperial Japanese Army during World War II. Designed in the late 1930s, this machine was built for reliability, featuring a distinctive 57mm gun and a revolutionary diesel engine that pushed it to a top speed of 38 kilometers per hour. From the plains of China to the dense jungles of the Pacific, over 2,100 units were deployed to spearhead the Japanese advance. While it eventually struggled against the heavier armor of American Shermans, its mobility and engineering made it a legendary symbol of Japanese military power, a true relic of armored warfare history. M26 Pershing was America's heavy-hitting answer to the formidable German tanks of World War II. Developed by the United States to finally outgun the Tiger and Panther, this powerhouse was equipped with a massive 90mm main gun and could reach a top speed of 48 kilometers per hour. Though it arrived late in the war, with only about 20 units seeing initial combat in Europe, a total of 2,202 units were eventually produced. It proved its worth by punching through heavy enemy lines during the final push into Germany and later became a hero of the Korean War. With its superior armor and devastating firepower, the Pershing remains a legendary bridge into the modern era of tank warfare. Type 95 Ha-Go was the fastest and most widely produced light tank of the Imperial Japanese Army during the 1930s and World War II. Designed for high-speed maneuvers, this agile machine was powered by a reliable diesel engine that allowed it to reach a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour. Originally built to support cavalry, it featured a 37mm main gun and was specialized for combat in environments where heavier tanks simply couldn't go. Around 2,300 units were manufactured, seeing action from the frozen borders of Russia to the tropical jungles of Malaya. While its thin armor made it vulnerable to anti-tank fire, its reliability and speed made it a formidable threat in the early years of the Pacific War, a true testament to Japan's early armored doctrine. Matilda II earned the legendary title Queen of the Desert for its nearly indestructible armor during the early years of World War II. Developed by Great Britain as a dedicated infantry support tank, it featured a 2-pounder main gun and reached a top speed of 26 kilometers per hour. With 2,987 units produced, this powerhouse saw action from the fall of France to the scorching sands of North Africa and the dense jungles of the Pacific. While its speed was modest, its massive armor made it virtually immune to almost every enemy anti-tank gun of its time. A true iron fortress on tracks that defined British armored resilience throughout the war. IS-2 was the Soviet Union's ultimate heavy-hitting answer to the German Tigers and Panthers during the final years of World War II. Named after Joseph Stalin, this massive breakthrough tank was armed with a colossal 122mm D, 25 tons gun and could reach a top speed of 37 kilometers per hour. With 3,854 units produced, the IS-2 spearheaded the Red Army's relentless push from the battlefields of Eastern Europe all the way to the heart of Berlin. Its heavy sloped armor and devastating high-explosive shells made it a nightmare for German fortifications and heavy armor alike. Later serving in the Korean War, the IS-2 remains a powerful symbol of Soviet military might and late-war armored dominance. Cromwell was the fastest British tank to see action in World War II. Driven by a 600-horsepower Meteor engine, a relative of the famous Spitfire's Merlin, this cruiser tank hit a top speed of 64 kilometers per hour, outrunning almost everything on the battlefield. Equipped with a 75mm gun, it was designed for rapid flanking and reconnaissance rather than heavy brawling. Around 3,066 units were built, leading the charge across Northwest Europe from Normandy to Germany, and even seeing combat in the Korean War. Its legendary speed and reliability made the Cromwell the ultimate scout and a vital weapon in the Allied victory. M24 Chaffee was the finest light tank of World War II. designed by the United States to replace the aging M3 Stuart. Combining speed with a punchy 75mm main gun, this agile scout could reach a top speed of 56 kilometers per hour, making it a master of reconnaissance and rapid-fire support. With 4,731 units produced, the Chaffee entered service in late 1944, proving its worth during the Battle of the Bulge and the final dash into Germany. Its lightweight design and torsion bar suspension allowed it to traverse terrain that would bog down heavier tanks. Beyond World War II, it became a cornerstone of armored units in the Korean War and the First Indochina War, earning a reputation as a versatile and reliable warrior. KV series was the Soviet Union's original steel fortress on tracks, named after Defense Commissar Kliment Voroshilov. At the start of the German invasion in 1941, these heavy tanks were virtually invincible, featuring massive armor plating that could shrug off almost any anti-tank shell of the time. While the KV-1 focused on heavy defense, the terrifying KV-2 variant carried a massive 152mm howitzer in a giant, box-shaped turret. With approximately 5,219 units of the KV-1 and around 334 units of the KV-2 produced, these monsters spearheaded the defense of the Soviet Union. Though they could only reach a top speed of 35 kilometers per hour and often suffered from mechanical issues due to their immense weight, their presence alone often caused panic among German panzer crews. They paved the way for the later IS series tanks and remain a symbol of the raw, unyielding power of early war Soviet engineering. Crusader was the fastest and most vital cruiser tank for the British Army during the frantic battles of the North African Campaign. Designed for speed and agility, this sleek machine was powered by a Nuffield Liberty engine that allowed it to race across the desert sands at a top speed of 42 kilometers per hour. With over 5,300 units produced, the Crusader became the face of British armored warfare during the Siege of Tobruk and the Battle of El Alamein. While its 40mm or 57mm guns were often outmatched by heavier German panzers, its incredible mobility allowed it to perform daring flanking maneuvers that caught the enemy off guard. Though it was eventually replaced by heavier tanks, the Crusader remains an enduring icon of the desert rats and their courageous fight across the Sahara. The Churchill was Britain's indestructible heavy lifter, a tank designed to take a beating and keep on rolling. Famous for its massive armor and incredible ability to climb steep hills that other tanks couldn't touch, this powerhouse moved at a steady top speed of 24 kilometers per hour. With over 5,600 units produced, the Churchill became a legend from the beaches of Dieppe to the final push into Germany and even the mountains of Korea. Whether it was firing its 75mm gun or serving as a specialized funny to clear mines and bridges, it was the ultimate iron wall for the British infantry. A true symbol of British resilience that proved speed isn't everything on the battlefield.